All right, the Sharks got their 5th win of the year against the Winnipeg Jets, the team they beat on opening night in overtime. A very good game for the Sharks in San Jose against a team they previously beat, so that's good. Obviously, the Sharks coming off a very, very brutal loss, the game I was at against the Canadiens. Many people, including myself, thought, are they going to be able to get back in the win column the next game, especially against a team like the Jets that they're not terrible. I wouldn't say go out and maybe say the Jets are a good team, but I don't think they're bad. They're 4-2-2. Now we're 5-3-0. And you look at the standings, we are currently still third in the Pacific. But yeah, it's very early, so I'm not going to take that too seriously yet. But yeah, Sharks had a good one. I mean, this was a low-scoring game. It was a good game for both goalies, really. For the Sharks, they had in net James Reimer, and I think it was very smart putting Reimer. Last game, Adin Hill looked very fatigued. He kind of looked slow and sloppy. And I think Reimer has kind of proved his past couple games he's been good. I mean, he allowed that one goal in this game to Kyle Connor, who's obviously a good player. The Jets had Hellebuck in net, who previously had kind of struggled, against the Sharks in their first game. But I think the Sharks, they did pretty good in this game overall. So, yeah, let's get into this. Tomas Hertl had the first goal for the Sharks. That was pretty early on in the game. I believe it was in the second period. But, yeah, no more goals for the Sharks until overtime. And it was a game winner from Timo Meier. And then, obviously, Kyle Connor had that goal in the middle that tied the game up at 1. But, yeah, the Sharks played pretty good. I got to give them credit. I mean, you're coming off a loss that definitely hurt the team. I was there. I could visually see the players hanging their heads, looking sad, fatigued, stressed out. You lose to a team that is considered one of the worst teams in hockey, the Canadiens. And so to come back and beat the Jets, a team that is immensely better, was good. The Sabres are going to come to town and play the Sharks on Tuesday. Sabres are, a team that's also not considered super good, but they're surprisingly have a decent year so far, beating some good notable teams such as the Lightning. That was pretty interesting. So that'll be fun to see. They're currently 5-1-1. But yeah, I think the Sharks, good to get in the win column. And Timo Meier looked great in overtime. I think, if we can keep up these kind of late time goals that win us the games, that's how we're going to win. And that's how it's been in our wins. I mean, you look at the Toronto game that we won, that was kind of a late time win. Opening night, obviously, against these Jets. The Sharks are just kind of good at scoring late when they need to. And I think, yeah, you look at the Boston game, okay, they didn't do it. You look at Nashville, they didn't do it. But, I mean, they're not going to be able to do it every game. But when they do, it's good. And I think overtime, it's nice to get a win. It was our first overtime win, obviously, of the year, or overtime game for that matter. So that's good. We get the points for that. And yeah, obviously we still have the Oilers and Flames, I bet, above us, the Alberta teams. Alberta team's doing good this year. Both are 6-1. But obviously, a lot of hockey left this year. And I think the Sharks are going to have to prove that they can really consistently have clutch games like this. And I think that's going to be a big this year. I'm liking Reimer in net. I think put in Reimer until he shows signs of, going down. I think Adin Hill was kind of the opposite. Adin Hill was very strong to start the year. And unfortunately, as of late, he hasn't been. But I think, once he does get back in the win column and is able to show his true talent, I think the Sharks are going to be a lot better. Currently third in the division. We got Vegas creeping up on us. We're yet to play them yet. We're, obviously having this long stretch of games against Canadian teams. So I think the Sharks are definitely, capable of being good for the rest of the way. I think we just got to keep winning. That's all I can really say. But yeah, 2-1 final in overtime. Sharks, good win for them. And excited to see that. So anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts on this game. 2-1 in overtime. Sharks went to 5-3-0 through 8. And I'll see you guys later. And yeah, go Sharks.